Those winds have been whipping out there, 40 up to 50 miles per hour for some, maybe even beyond that in some isolated spots. The winds are going to die down tonight, and the cold air will take over. We'll track how cold it gets coming up.
The Winchester community again came together Saturday to support victims of a deadly apartment fire.
A Lexington runner who is training for the Boston Marathon is running to end domestic violence. Coming up, we'll explain how you can help.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
We are still tracking winter weather. You're watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We are seeing high winds blow across the bluegrass today, and tonight expect a drop in temperatures. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking those changes.
And let me tell you, these winds are tough. They are really pressing into the area. Some of the wind gusts that I've seen out of some other sites, not necessarily some of the official reporting sites that we have here, coming in better than 60 miles per hour. Not attached to a thunderstorm at all, so keep that in mind. Right now, most recent wind gust, the peak wind gust that was recorded out at the Bluegrass Airport, 51 miles per hour, 41 in Richmond. And you can see that the winds getting stronger as they work their way into eastern portions of Kentucky. Louisville at 52, 51, 40s, all over the place. Just updated a little while ago, literally just a few minutes ago, high wind warning now in effect for portions of central Kentucky. We don't get in on that very often, but we have it. Wind advisory for southern and eastern Kentucky continues. Look at our sky cam. We were looking over, there was some damage over at Dix and Old Navy, and I was zooming in to see that, but notice the camera bouncing. That's not me trying to adjust it. That's not bad video. That's the wind continuing to move it. Right now in Lexington, 55 is the temperature, where the feels like temperature of the same with that wind gust, and the winds just keep coming. We are going to track those out of here, and when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to break down that cold that gets in here tonight. So I'll have it all in just a few minutes. Kristen.
Jim, you just mentioned it. 3 stores in the Hamburg Pavilion in Lexington did have to be evacuated this afternoon after high winds damaged part of a roof. Firefighters say winds damaged the roof at Old Navy and Dick's Sporting Goods and caused a gas leak. They evacuated those 2 stores and Rack Room Shoe Store. Fire crews are now trying to fix the damage without cutting into the roof. No one was injured. Those high winds are causing problems on the Fayette-Madison County line, too. Leaders at the Lexington Traffic Management Center have shut down the Valley View Ferry. They are not sure when the ferry will reopen. They are waiting for the winds to calm. Help continues to pour in for the victims of last month's deadly fire in Clark County. 3 people died and several others lost their homes when a fire destroyed an apartment complex in Winchester. Today, Eastside Baptist Church hosted a yard sale. Proceeds went to the victims. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner has our top story at 6.
It's been weeks since a deadly apartment fire displaced many here in Winchester, but they haven't been forgotten about. Today, many gathered at the Eastside Baptist Church in town.
A ministry from out of town wanted to step in to help. So Saturday, they pulled into Eastside's parking lot with 2 vans full of items to auction off and raised a couple $100s. The ministry said it didn't have a goal for fundraising other than just getting what they could to fire victims. A few of those victims were at Saturday's auction. The Moore family lived right next door to the apartment where the fire began. Mom was home alone that night with 4 kids. Her 1-year-old daughter was burned, but all survived. She says Jackie Heisel Jr. knocked on her door to let them know to get out.
It's very hard, even as far as material things, we've got back. Mostly, we have everything we need, and I have my kids, and that's what matters most. But, it still has an impact on me and my kids every single day.
It's been an emotional time for the family, but Moore says they're just thankful to be back on their feet. In Clark County, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
55-year-old Jackie Heisel Jr. is charged with manslaughter in connection with the deadly fire. Deputies in Pulaski County say 1 person died in a crash this morning. Around 9:30, deputies say 39-year-old Orville Privet lost control on Mark Wellborn Road and crashed. They say Privet was ejected from the car. He died at the scene. Deputies tell us a 16-year-old passenger was able to free himself. he went to a nearby hospital. Deputies aren't sure what caused the crash, but they believe speed was a factor. We have a traffic alert to pass along tonight. Drivers using Kentucky 80 westbound toward Hazard should expect some delays. State police say both westbound lanes near the Knott-Perry County line are closed because of a rock slide. There is some debris still on the road. Drivers need to use a detour on Highway 476. Police do not know when they'll be able to reopen those lanes. The Boston Marathon is a couple weeks away, and when tens of thousands of runners head to the starting line, a Lexington man will be in the middle of the pack. WKYT's Mark Barber caught up with runner Josh Nasdam, who isn't racing for himself. He's running to help a very deserving group in central Kentucky.
Josh Nasdam pounds the pavement 6 days a week.
I'm up at 5:30, 6 a.m. running 8 to 10 miles a day in the cold.
He's running 60 miles a week to prepare for the Boston Marathon. Nasdam hit the ground running in Lexington 9 years ago when he came to the city as a walk-on for UK's track team. He moved here from a small town in Pennsylvania where there was plenty to run from.
When I was younger, my father actually abused my mother, and I can remember being 5, 6 years old, having to call 911, having to plead with the operator to get a police officer to our home.
Nasdam and his mother went on to stay at a domestic violence shelter. He has not forgotten the help they received there, so now he's trying to return that same help in the city that helped him recreate his life.
My goal is $2,040.
Nasdam is using his training for the Boston Marathon as a platform to raise money for Greenhouse 17, a domestic violence shelter that houses an average of 35 people a day in central Kentucky. While many of us will never qualify to run in the Boston Marathon, Nasdam says we're all more than qualified to help here at home.
Whether you're a runner or not runner, or just a community member, this is a way for you to have a stake in the Boston Marathon.
In Lexington.
And also Greenhouse 17.
Mark Barber, WKYT.
Nasdam hopes to raise $2,040. That would give the shelter $2 a day for every survivor staying with them for 1 month's time. And if you want to donate, you can find a link to his webpage on our website, WKYT.com. The prom is considered a high school staple, and it can cost a lot of money to be part of that big night, money that some can't afford to spend. WKYT's Sabira Rayford shows us how a Lexington center is making sure young women get to the dance.
Look, everybody, we have another winner!
She's not the prom queen yet, but she has won.
I'm me. I'm feeling me, and I just feel like I'm glowing right now. I am glowing. So when I get my makeup and everything done, I will look extra good. I will look extra good.
It's not a game, nor a contest. In this case, winning simply means being able to go to prom.
Well, last year I was actually not going to go to prom because dresses are so expensive, like $500, $300. I don't have that money. I'm just so grateful my counselor told me about it.
It's called Bippity Boppity Boutique, similar to the Walt Disney Salon where girls can become princesses. But instead of just getting a glass slipper, financially challenged young ladies are getting a prom dress for free.
It feels like I'm Cinderella. Like trying on a dress, getting everything, people being so nice to me, and it's just awesome.
Look at that, you go girl.
Founder of the boutique and director of crisis care at the Nest, Sherry Estel says one prom dress can go a long way.
In the business that I'm in, I see a lot of young ladies who lack confidence, who lack those basic motivation skills, self-motivation skills to help them move forward. And if it takes something as little as a prom dress that can be reinvented and make another girl happy, I'm happy.
And it's not just dresses here at the 5th annual Bippity Boppity Boutique. The young ladies here have access to all kinds of special accessories that will make their look complete.
It helped me too because I actually used some of the makeup they gave me last year when I went to someone who did my makeup and everything, so it really helped me, and I saved a lot of money.
As for next year, Sherry has no plans of slowing down.
Plan on to continue on, hopefully maybe break into men's wear. We'll see what we can do.
In Lexington, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
If you know someone who needs a free dress, the Nest still has some available. Still to come on WKYT, cyclists from all over the Bluegrass are in Lexington, riding to raise money for a good cause.
There are two sides to every story, and police hope body cameras will tell theirs. Why this little device is so important in keeping the peace between you and law enforcement. The truth about body cams, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
Ashley Home Store's one-day sale savings have been extended now through Monday. Buy more, save more. Up to 20% off, last 12 months, no interest. Save store-wide, like this sleek linen sofa, now only $5.99. Or pay no interest for 5 full years. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Watch Kentucky Afield, Sundays on WKYT and CW Lexington.
I'm Rob Bromley, inviting WKYT TV viewers on the vacation of your dreams, a land and cruise tour of Alaska, August 5th to the 18th. We'll enjoy a guided tour of Denali National Park, visit Anchorage and Fairbanks, and travel on the White Pass and Yukon Route Railway. We'll also board the MS Volendam for a spectacular 4-night Holland America cruise. All airfare, hotels, and more are included. For a free brochure, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe by calling a First Alert Severe Weather Day. Keeping you on top of the storms with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. Plus an experienced weather team ready to alert you when you need to get out of harm's way. Keeping you safe this severe weather season, that's what we stand for. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
Sunday, it's the ACM Awards.
We're back in Vegas, baby.
With superstars Tim McGraw, Florida Georgia Line, Carrie Underwood, Blake Shelton, Chris Stapleton, Eric Church, Keith Urban, Jason Aldean, Kenny Chesney, Miranda Lambert, Little Big Town, Martina McBride, plus a not-to-be-missed duet with Dolly Parton and Katy Perry, and your hosts Luke Bryan and Dirk Bentley.
Join me and the new guy.
The Academy of Country Music Awards live. CBS Sunday or stream it live.
In these hard times, millions of Americans struggle to get by on low wages. Their difficult lives are made harder when they do the work they've been hired to do and their employers refuse to pay them for some hours but not all, or fail to pay overtime when hours exceed 40 in a week. This is called wage theft. It's real simple. Employers take money that belongs to their employees. If you have questions about wage theft or overtime violations, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Get weather plus traffic with a WKYT weather app. Have the Defender Radar Network in the palm of your hand while checking your driving conditions for your commute on the same screen. Weather plus traffic on the WKYT weather app.
Ashley Home Store's one-day sale savings have been extended now through Monday. Buy more, save more. Up to 20% off, last 12 months, no interest. Save store-wide, like this sleek linen sofa, now only $5.99. Or pay no interest for 5 full years. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Right now, it is all about those winds that continue to whip through portions of central and now getting into eastern Kentucky as well, where we have seen so far wind gusts pushing 50 and beyond. Right now, what you're looking at, those are just the plain old wind speeds. The wind speed is measured over every 2 minutes. So the average wind speed of 2 minutes in Lexington coming in at 36 miles per hour. That's what your sustained winds are here. And then you can see elsewhere better than 30. That means it's just blowing constantly in your face at 30 plus miles per hour. That's the best way to describe that, what a sustained wind is. The wind gusts, that the big push you get all of a sudden, the ones that kind of rock you around on the road, even though those winds that we're having out there right now will certainly push cars all over the place. These are coming in 40 to 50 miles per hour in central Kentucky, and that is why we have replaced, or the National Weather Service has replaced, the wind advisory with a high wind warning because of those intense winds. Not a thunderstorm in sight. It's all about the winds driving through the area. So you see the high wind warning shaded here in yellow. Wind advisory continues through 10 o'clock, by the way, for everybody in the blue shading throughout the rest of the evening. Watch the camera. I mean, I keep going back to it because it's just bouncing it so hard at this point because of those winds. And again, we're looking back toward the Hamburg area where we were locked in a little bit earlier trying to catch the crews trying to work on the roof over there. 55 degrees right now in Lexington. That wind gust still 51. Let's get to the temperatures and showers because we do have a little bit trying to work its way through parts of eastern Kentucky. You can see a little bit of light rain. 55 is mentioned in Lexington, 51 up in Maysville as the cloud cover and the showers are passing through. Area of low pressure spinning all of that toward us. Tonight, freeze warning. That kicks in overnight and runs through about 9 o'clock in the morning. Here's the reason why. Look at some of those temperatures to start the morning around 8 o'clock. We're looking 27, 28, 29 degrees. So cold air surges into the area. Basically, the timing for that to be at its peak will be between 2 and 9 o'clock in the morning. There you see the rest of our 7-day forecast. And this one, every weekend I sit down beside Kristen and the first thing that comes to my mind is up and down, roller coaster, all of these ways to describe it. But I mean, look at that. Monday, 62. Tuesday, 48. Wednesday, 62. Thursday, 45. That really is up and down. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it, up and down pattern.
I was just keeping my eyes on that 27 tomorrow.
That's going to be tough, yep.
Many cyclists pulled their bikes out today to enjoy the weather and kick off the unofficial cycling season. The Bluegrass Cycling Club told us today they're riding for a reason. WKYT's Mike Linden caught up with them.
This is our first big group ride of the year.
With the start of spring also comes the start of another season in the Bluegrass, cycling season.
This is the kickoff ride. I'll be seeing some people I haven't seen in a while. We'll go out, and I'm going on a fairly slow pace today.
Hinton is a member of the Bluegrass Cycling Club. The club is made up of more than 1,000 riders from all over the state, from beginners to more seasoned cyclists.
While you don't have to be an experienced cyclist to join the club, some members have logged quite a few miles on their bikes. Take Steele Henton, for example. Over 17,000 miles on this one bike. That's equal to a trip across the country nearly 6.5 times.
It's not just cycling that members get together for. All members contribute through membership fees and fundraisers for local charities.
We budgeted for this year $20,000, and we do a lot of things with organizations that aren't biking but related to biking.
The club works with Kentucky Refugee Ministries, Habitat for Humanity, and other organizations year-round.
It's worthwhile. It's really fun to meet people.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
The club will continue to ride together through October. Membership is free for the first year. After that, it's $20 per person and $30 per family. Lee Kay's in next with sports, where UK football is getting in a lot of good practice.
They are, Kristen, and one local product received some good praise from Mark Stoops this afternoon, and it was quite the finish to last night's Morehead State game in the CBI Championship. That's next in sports.
If you had the Assure permanent birth control device implanted by your doctor and have suffered complications, you may be owed damages. This is a time-sensitive issue, and we want to make sure you get all you deserve.
Call the Beckerl office for a free evaluation.
It's time to wake up. You've got things to do, mouths to feed, work to get done. It's another Kentucky morning. And Kentucky mornings start here.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith.
You don't have time to waste, so we don't waste your time. Simple as that. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
Raise your hand if you haven't been to the dentist in over a year. I'm coming to you. Aspen Dental wants to make it as easy as possible to get to the dentist. They have something that will make the exam cheaper than that drink in your hand. Bam. Why don't you get on a group text to make sure that you all go? What day did you say?
Thursday anytime.
You're in Thursday at any time.
That was pretty easy.
No insurance? Get a free new patient exam and x-rays.
My work is done here.
Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
You know, Kentucky weather is what it is. For those of us who've lived here our entire lives, we've just accepted the fact that we're never going to be able to control it. I remember growing up in Salyersville and wondering, what is it about Kentucky that makes our weather so ridiculous? And that passion to understand it has led me to where I am today. While I still can't control it, I sure as heck really understand it. I'm WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, and I stand for Kentucky.
He was sneaky. But that ain't the worst of it. If I catch you fishing here again and use you for bait.
Did you ever do anything that you wondered if you was doing the right thing?
It's just plain extortion's what it is. Look, jab, jab, and chop and smack.
Well, why do you suppose he did that?
Mighty good question, ain't he?
What if I say I won't give you then? A knuckle sandwich.
Opie, son, you all right?
Ain't it a beef?
The Andy Griffith Show, tonight at 8 on the CW Lexington.
Hey, you know where to find me.
98.1 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way that we get to you.
Nothing like a great song.
There's nothing like country music.
Officer Dawn and Deanne mornings. 60-minute bull rides all day.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
My attorney treated me like family. They don't worry about what they get, they worry about what you get. It's that simple.
Serious, experienced, results. Call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3s.
The football Wildcats held their second scrimmage of the spring today at Commonwealth Stadium. Coach Mark Stoops said that he was pleased with what he saw today. Stoops said that it was an energetic scrimmage, and he's happy with the progress that his Wildcats are making. Stoops singled out wide receiver Ryan Timmons of Franklin County. The coach saying about Timmons, he made some nice runs after the catch, and he's been one of the biggest surprises of the spring.
He's making routine plays look routine. He's throwing the ball. We're throwing the ball over the middle on RPOs, and he makes difficult catches in traffic. Turned it up, made some yards, but he should do that, you know. And but we're doing that.
Ryan Timmons, he looked really good. You know, kind of reminded me of playing against him in high school. You know, really, I mean, we throw him a bubble screen and he would take it, 40 yards, make guys miss, quick slants. He was really just making, some things out of nothing. So it was really good to see that. And I think it's, really helped that he's healthy. So, he looked really good today, made some great catches and made great plays.
Good for Ryan. Meanwhile, the Kentucky football team received more good news on the recruiting trail this morning with the verbal commitment of three-star defensive end Alex King. The Mason, Ohio native is listed at 6'3", 225 pounds, and is considered Kentucky's top jack outside linebacker target in the 2017 class. King chose Kentucky over several offers from other Power 5 conference schools, including Tennessee, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Alex Poythress' 4 years at Kentucky are finished, but not without a final farewell autograph tour. Alex signed for the fans last night at the Fayette Mall, and he was in Elizabethtown today, Williamstown tomorrow. He's also busy training for the next level, and he's received some advice from Coach Calipari and a few of his former teammates on what it takes to make it in the NBA.
Cal talked a lot about the process, and the most advice I've been getting from everybody. I talked to Willie, I talked to Archie the other day. They're talking about just making sure you're in shape, conditions real big, help there.
Well, many have run out of luck in the state of Nevada, and that's exactly what happened to the Morehead State basketball team despite an unbelievable second half effort in the CBI championship on Friday night. Morehead stormed back from a 13-point second half deficit to force overtime thanks to a big shot after big shot down the stretch. The Eagles and the Wolfpack traded buckets for most of the extra period, but Xavier Moon's half-court shot as time expired rattled in and out, giving Nevada the 85-82 win. Morehead State, though, ends the season with 23 wins. That's the most for the program since the 2010-2011 season. Kentucky baseball looking to even up a series at Tennessee this afternoon. Scoreless in the fifth, 2 outs and 1 aboard for Riley Mahan. That's a single back up the middle to score Dorian Hairston. It's 1-0 Wildcats. Same score in the sixth. Nick Senzel doubles to deep center. That will clear the bases for Tennessee. 2 balls come around to score to give Tennessee the 2-1 lead. Now the Wildcats had the answer in the seventh. Gunnar McNeil. That's a ground out to short. Javon Shelby scores on the fielder's choice, tied up at 2-2. And then in the eighth, Cole Cottom, the Knoxville native, doubles down the left field line to put the Cats back on top. Mahan touches home, make it 3-2 Wildcats in the ninth. Kentucky leads 5-2. 2 Kentucky Derby prep races taking place on this Saturday, headlined by the Grade 1 Florida Derby later this evening. Earlier this evening in Florence, Kentucky, the Grade 3 Spiral Stakes. Aero Force, the morning line favorite in field of 12, also featuring Surgical Strike, but this day belonged to a long shot.
Attacks to the outside. Here's Oscar nominated coming down the center of the track. Jensen had to take up, and Surgical Strike has kicked it into top gear, and down the stretch they roll. It's Surgical Strike to the outside. Oscar nominated still there. Azar fighting on down to the wire. Oscar nominated puts the nose in front, and Oscar nominated takes the Spiral Stakes by a nose.
Oscar nominated, a great name for a horse. The long shot winning the Spiral Stakes owned by Ken and Sarah Ramsey. Oscar nominated paying nearly $50 for the win. How about that? It's always good when you see a long shot win a race like that.
Gets you excited for Keeneland too, seeing these races.
That's right, and we're only about a month away from the first Saturday in May in the Kentucky Derby. So Keeneland Derby, it's horse race season.
We'll be right back with a final look at weather.
Jimmy Nash Homes is known for the beautiful community of Patch and Wilkes in the Reserve at Greenbrier, an estate community in the midst of beautiful horse farms with luscious green space. And we're excited about Andover Club Villas, luxury country club living at its best, and our first ever Jessamine County exclusive community, the Oaks at Cave Springs, soon to be one of Central Kentucky's most stunning neighborhoods. All of our homes in all 4 communities feature Anderson Windows and Doors, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Your dream home starts here with us. We have something for everyone.
So come and see us.
I know.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Want to know too? Come to the I Know Expo and learn from experts about aging well and coping with disabilities. One day, one place. Sunday, April 3rd at the Lexington Center, noon to 5. Admission is free.
I know.
I know.
Want to know too? Come to the I Know Expo and learn from experts about aging well and coping with disabilities. Sunday, April 3rd at the Lexington Center, noon to 5. Admission is free.
Raise your hand if you haven't been to the dentist in over a year. I'm coming to you. Aspen Dental wants to make it as easy as possible to get to the dentist. They have something that will make the exam cheaper than that drink in your hand. Bam. Why don't you get on a group text to make sure that you all go? What day did you say?
Thursday anytime.
You're in Thursday at any time.
That was pretty easy. No insurance? Get a free new patient exam and x-rays.
My work is done here.
Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
For one weekend only, the Lexington Center is transformed into the biggest home and gardening event of the year, the Central Kentucky Home and Garden Show.
Find contractors, remodelers, kitchen and bath, flooring, landscaping and outdoor living. Discover the latest inventions and smart products in the new product zone. Learn painting tips and tricks from Brian Santos, the Wall Wizard, and meet Jeff Lewis, interior designer and star of Bravo's hit TV show, Flipping Out.
Find it all at one amazing show, the Central Kentucky Home and Garden Show.
I'm concerned about nursing homes that have been cited for deficiencies, like failure to provide quality service or even proper medical treatment. Please, you have to look for signs of neglect or abuse. We have to protect our elderly. If you see signs of neglect or abuse, call us. Don't wait. Your loved one may not be able to ask for help. It's up to you to call. Call Hughes & Coleman right now, 800-800-4600.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $135 million, and Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $57 million. It is getting cold out there.
Yeah, temperatures are going to drop as we work our way through the rest of the evening and overnight, and the wind will not help things out, especially as we're still tracking these intense wind gusts moving through the area. Sustained winds for the most part in central Kentucky, coming in 30-35 miles per hour, with wind gusts obviously even higher. Our 7-day forecast, guys, is just an up and down battle, back and forth. Showers, thunderstorms, warm, cold.
It's kind of a tease. It's kind of a tease right now. We saw these people running through our neighborhood in shorts and short sleeves, and then tomorrow, all of a sudden, they got to bring the jackets back out.
Back, and again, they'll do it several times this week is the thing, because it never stops. I'm serious. Every day this week, there's something going on. It'll go up, and then it'll go right back back down.
We are
And
just
win.
ready for spring.
Something straight up, calm, normal, all the time. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us right here. We hope you'll join us again at 11 o'clock tonight.